It's Unstable Topic with Sarah and Maggie. Bestie.
Hey, bestie.
I've been thinking a lot about this question that I'm about to ask you. And I want to know, truly, honestly, how many times a week do you eat pizza?
Once
Once a week.
at
Confidently.
minimum. Yeah, be confidently once a week. Domino's pizza is our son's and daughter's favorite food. So, Domino's, if you're listening, we would love a sponsorship. And it's easy, at least once a week. There's a time once a week where I'm like, I cannot do anything more today. I have done all the things that my body and my brain can do in a calm and not raged mode. And if I have to do one more thing, which usually happens around dinner time, I'm like, I might rage. And that's when I'm like, let's get Domino's. Let me go and pick it up. I'm gonna fall on the
I
sword.
am a
And
hero.
I
will leave the house to go
yes.
pick it up. Wow, you are a hero.
Yeah.
Truly.
Thank you.
I was thinking about it for a few reasons. One is that I think if someone told me, like, hey, we're having cheesy bread for dinner, I'd be like, get out of here. That's not a dinner. But then someone says, we're having pizza for dinner, and I'm like, yeah, pizza. There's something about
Well,
it.
it's the tomato sauce. It's the tomato sauce. And honestly, when our order at Domino's is a medium cheese pizza with a side of their cheesy bread. Because to be honest, their cheesy bread is the best part. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle always wants to get cheesy bread on the side, and I don't quite understand it. Like
Well, it doesn't have tomato sauce.
Right. I like the wings, like something different, but I'm like, oh, I mean, cheesy bread is just crust.
No, it's not. Crust is crust. Crust is bread. Pizza is pizza. Pizza is bread topped with tomato sauce, topped with cheese, topped with toppings. That is a pizza. That is the definition. Now you can have Chicago style pizza, which is a little bit different. You know, just Detroit style pizza. There's a lot of different variations of that, but that is
It's very
in a
different than
pizza.
cheesy bread.
Cheesy bread at Domino's is bread with cheese in the middle, folded on top.
Oh, it's like a calzone
And then there's
without
cheese.
sauce.
And then there's cheese on top, and it's different types of cheeses and herbs and spices. Now you can also get this cheesy bread with like basil, and I think there's one with like feta too, and
Ooh, that's
tomatoes,
fancy.
right? Which is that's a little bit closer to pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's different cheeses. It's cooked in a different way. It's not thin. I am siding with Kyle 100%
To get the
on this.
side of cheesy bread with a
Yes.
pizza. Well,
Yes.
I've been sold. I just needed another perspective on it. I've never been provided the perspective other than it's delicious, which, like, sure, but I've never thought of it as like a totally different food.
But to be honest, delicious should be enough.
That's fair.
You can have two similar delicious things, and your taste buds will be tantalized because they'll be like, "Ooh, this is nice and different, but
Ooh.
similar. I like these ingredients in a new and different way."
But do you agree that if someone was like, it's just cheesy bread and there's no pizza, you would be kind of like, that's not dinner?
That's not dinner.
Right. You
No.
need cheesy bread
wouldn't-
is an accompaniment to
accompaniment.
pizza.
Cheesy bread is a side dish,
Okay.
100%.
Good.
It could be a side dish to pork chops.
Oh,
It could be a side dish to like a meatloaf.
pasta,
I don't know. Pasta.
anything.
It's not the main meal. And this is my husband and my biggest argument about Chili's. He wants to go to Chili's and order the triple
Dip. Mhm.
appetizer as his meal, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, you are a 46-year-old man. You cannot order an appetizer for your meal.
And it's
You
queso,
can't
which
do
I'm
that.
sure is just so offensive to you.
It's so offensive. And he gets like the egg roll, Southwestern egg
Those are
rolls with
good though.
it.
That is what you get at Chili's. I'm gonna side with Jamie on this, and here and here's why. Chili's is like a place that you go. They have the Southwest egg rolls. They have that meat dip with like Hormel chili in the middle. Like that's what you go to Chili's for, and like a really sugary alcoholic drink. But like it's the nostalgia piece of it. You can't get that and a burger. That's too much food.
Well, you get it for the well, one, you probably shouldn't get it, but two, if you do get it, it's for the
But
table. Like
but you
if
can't eat
we were to
queso.
go
You can't eat
out,
queso. So then he's got to eat.
which is why
He's got.
there's two other
But
options. And let's do this. You, Kyle, me, and Jamie, we can go to Chili's. We can order this triple
yeah.
dipper for an appetizer and enjoy
Well,
it
yeah. I think if there's
responsibly
more
as
than
adults.
2 people that are going to enjoy the dips, then it's for the table, and then you get a meal. But if it's like him and you, and he knows he wants to get queso, but he knows you're not going to eat the queso, then he's like, then that's kind of my dinner.
But you don't have to get queso. You can
Well,
substitute it.
another reason why I was thinking about pizza is, is that Jill, our dear friend, has sent me another next door.
Stop
And
it.
let's call this woman Carol. I'm gonna read it. She sent me a screenshot. I'm gonna read this
Okay.
verbatim. We're gonna call this woman Carol. Names have been changed to protect the innocent. I'll tell you a little bit. Carol does not look like she's like 20, right? She doesn't look like she's 100, but she's closer to older. And this
Okay.
is what Carol posts on Nextdoor. Hey neighbors, I'm throwing a pizza party and I need some recommendations for great pizza places in the area. I've never ordered pizza before, so any specific info on what to order would be appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Okay. So is she a widow?
No, she's got a photo of a spouse in her profile picture.
Okay, because that was my first. Like, what if she
Oh,
never
someone
ordered
else has
pizza
always done
before?
it.
Someone else has always done it, and now she's at a point in her mourning where she has to move
And she's like, I
on,
need to
and make
celebrate. I need to have a
steps.
pizza
I
party.
need party, and she's never ordered because her spouse had always ordered it.
Wow. That's like a really sweet interpretation. That's really sweet.
Or, yeah, that's the very first thing I
I
thought of.
was
I'm like,
like,
maybe she just never has.
dang, this woman has never had pizza before. Because she's like, I don't
She
know what
didn't say.
to order. She's like, I need recommendations. What do I order? So like what?
I thought she was thinking, where do I order
Yeah, no,
from? Like,
she says where. She wants to know where, and then she says, quote, I've never ordered pizza before, so any specific info on what to order would be appreciated.
yeah. So again, I'm thinking, if you are going to recommend a place, what from this place is really good to eat?
Pizzas?
So she's looking, yeah, like, okay, so there's specialty pizza places in Denton. So if I were going to recommend a pizza place that's a specialty pizza place, I would say, please order. This is the pizza I usually get. This is what I would order from this pizza place.
Here's my thought on this. I think I've probably, in my 35 years on the planet, ordered pizzas hundreds of times. And I just cannot imagine making it through even like, I mean, pizza delivery in the 90s is like quintessential childhood memories for me, and I
100%,
feel like that was just
100%,
like a
yeah.
part of the culture. So to make it through that time and never having called the pizza delivery guy is just kind of, to me, absolutely wild, because it's like, what do I order at a
It is
pizza place?
wild.
I order cheese and pepperoni and then sure, maybe a specialty pizza. But like I
So
just cannot.
I'm sticking up for this person because I really believe that she was asking, what would I order from a place you're recommending? And that's I would hope people are like, oh, call Domino's. I'm like, no, I would venture to guess, if I was going to make a statement like that, I was looking for like specialty pizza places, you know, and what's a good
This
order
poor
from
woman is
there.
gonna get reamed on
I
Nextdoor.
hate
Well, you
that.
can't post
What
like
if
that on Nextdoor. You can't do that. You can't make a post like that to a bunch
but
of strangers on the
she doesn't
internet.
know?
She doesn't know, but
What if
she's
she's
about
trying
to learn. It's an important lesson for this
ah,
woman.
this makes me sad. Like, I am sad for
She's having a
her
pizza
because it's
party. She's gonna be
but she
happy.
needs help. I think, what if so I was thinking back to the 90s. My parents would order
Yes.
pizza, right? Because they would call and do it. So I didn't do that. And now you order pizza online. Like, you don't call anybody. And usually Jamie handles that portion because he's like, I gotta find the deals. I gotta find the deals. So I'm like, I don't usually order pizza either. No, I do because my husband takes forever to order pizza because he's got to find the deals. And I'm like, just order the pizza.
I'll pay an extra
Let me go
dollar
pick it up.
and we're not gonna let me go pick it up. And Sarah, are you ready for your fact?
Yes, finally.
All right. In January 1919, a tank holding nearly 2.5 million gallons of molasses burst and covered the north end of Boston. This sticky situation was deadly, with the spicy syrup spilling through the streets at 35 miles an hour and reaching a tidal wave height of 15 feet. 21 people were killed and over 150 were injured. Houses and buildings collapsed, and the smell of molasses lasted for years.
I am horrified, but also instantly reminded me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the book.
Yes,
The town of Chew and Swallow was destroyed in a similar fashion.
it was probably based off
Destroyed.
of this. Based off
I would
of
think
this. I mean,
what gets me oogie is the tidal wave portion of
isn't
molasses.
that
Could you
terrifying?
imagine? Terrifying, just the color alone coming at you.
Coating the
It's
streets.
ugh. And then if you did survive, how sticky everything would be for years. You can't get that
No, and
out.
I mean it.
You can't
You
get
can't,
that
and it
out.
made it hard. I mean, this is like such a wild story that I'd never heard. But the fire department, like the rescue people, couldn't get to people because molasses is so thick. It's not like water that you can wade through. It's like this thick, semi-solid liquid. You know? Isn't that
Oh my
wild?
gosh. It was Yeah, it's this maybe that's what killed the dinosaurs. Because initially I was now thinking of Jurassic Park and the mosquitoes stuck in amber,
Mm,
right? The
yeah,
sap. That's how they got the DNA for the dinosaurs to create replica
right.
dinosaurs. So
Yeah,
maybe that's what happened to the
yeah.
dinosaurs. There was a molasses
Oh, yeah.
explosion.
This was January 1919. You're saying, like, before that, there was another instance of a
Mhm.
molasses explosion in, like,
Mhm.
the Jurassic
Mhm.
period? The molasses
100%.
period?
Yes. Who's to say? Who's
You're right.
to
You
say?
know what? We've never not found evidence of dinosaurs enjoying gingerbread cookies.
Well, Maggie, let's not get crazy. I didn't say they baked. I just said there was a molasses explosion. I didn't say like dinosaurs were baking, there were
But is
ovens. I mean, let's not.
molasses isn't like a naturally occurring mineral, right? Like, you have to make molasses?
It's a really good question. I don't know the answer to it. I do know syrup is a natural occurring
That's
thing.
true. It comes from trees, but you still have to boil it, you know, to make like maple
Yeah,
syrup. I
you
mean, it
do.
has like sap, but you have to boil the sap to make syrup. So I don't know. I think that maybe this
Maybe
is a yes and situation in which dinosaurs did some of them experience a molasses explosion, and possibly it was because they were creating the first molasses
mm,
and there was some sort of like chemical reaction explosion, and they were making that because they're like, I think these cookies could be spicier.
mm,
I don't know.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, there's a lot about the molasses age instead of the Jurassic age that we just don't know
Yeah.
about. We don't know what dinosaurs were like. We can't say who and what they were outside of their bones. And my bones won't tell you who I am as a human, what my soul is like. Bones are just going to tell you, hey, she brushed her teeth and she broke her bone in the third
Yeah.
grade. You're not going to know
Isn't
how
it
that I was rollerblading.
well, now they will. We'll
Well.
include this podcast episode with your bones somehow. Didn't don't they now think that dinosaurs had feathers?
Yes. Hmm.
And yet they still make content featuring cartoon dinosaurs without feathers. And that's something that I can't get behind. I can't watch Dino
Mm-mm.
Ranch and like Dinosaur Train without being
Oh, I hate
like,
Dinosaur
but I have
Train.
to be like, guys, come on. We know more. Let's make these programs better for our children. And yet we continue to provide them with this
Hmm.
scaly dinosaur that is not accurate. And that's my hot take on that, you know?
Thanks
You're
for that.
welcome.
Mhm.
Are you ready to react? Okay,
Yes.
so a molasses spill in Boston in 1919 was deadly, took years to clean up, and knocked down houses. How would you clean up molasses?
Oh gosh. Like, if I was in that experience or if I spilled a jar
Let's
of
say you
molasses in my
spill an
house?
entire jar of molasses on your kitchen floor. What are you doing?
Well, first, like, I am seeing this play by play because I do have molasses in my
Yeah,
baking drawer because I do make a fantastic
yeah,
cookies with the molasses cookies. It's incredibly hard to clean up, so you're gonna have to get
okay.
a rag that is already wet, and kinda, like, mop it up. You gotta mop it up
Mhm.
first. You gotta get all of it in the rag because you can't just
Probably
pick it up.
multiple
You gotta
rags.
get multiple or a towel.
Oh,
This might be a towel
mhm.
situation.
Oof.
And then once that's up, you gotta go back in with, like, a Clorox wipe to get it up off the floor because I have laminate floors,
Oh, yeah.
the wood
Uh-huh.
laminate, so it's easier to clean up.
No crevices.
Now, if this no crevices. Now, if this were to spill on a rug, I'd throw the rug away.
What if it
Done.
was your, like,
There's no
rug
saving it.
in your like, a floor rug that's not like a pickup rug, but a carpet?
Throw it away. There's no getting that out.
No.
And I get a new rug. It's
Yeah.
fine. There's no getting molasses out if it's not a non-porous surface. None.
I bought some corn syrup, which I feel like is similar but clear version of molasses, like
Mhm.
similar consistency, and it was in my baking cupboard and knocked
Mhm.
over, and
Mm.
I only realized it because I got out a bowl and it was, like, stuck to the bottom of the bowl, and I was really asking how you would clean up molasses so I could know how to clean up this Caro syrup that's in my cupboard.
Oh, man. It's not
No,
fun.
I hate when
I
things
just
spill and you're just like, "Ah, now I gotta do a whole
do this thing.
process."
And then if it's then you're like, you clean it and you realize, well, I guess I should just take everything out of the cupboard. It's a give a mouse a cookie
Yeah,
situation. If this happens, then this is going to happen. And then by you know it, your free time is done and your cabinets are all empty, but nothing is
yeah.
accomplished.
That is something that I like to do when, like, whenever I'm like, "Oh, people are coming over," and then I'm like, "You know what I need to do is organize my spice cabinet or, clean out my bathroom medicine cabinet." Like, things that I don't know why those are so satisfying to, like, clean out, though. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, it's
Hmm.
satisfying to do those small things. Not satisfying to clean up
Hey,
sticky spills.
now let's play What Word Am I Thinking of?
Beans.
The game where Maggie and Sarah use their telepathic best friend abilities to try and guess the word the other is thinking. All right, Maggie, I am thinking of a
Okay.
word. I want you to really focus on this word.
Okay.
What word am I thinking of?
Platypus. What?
No,
Not
no.
platypus?
Oh my gosh, Maggie, get your head in the
Okay,
game.
well, I stopped sending me the word platypus if you don't want me to guess the word platypus,
I
but
am not
okay, okay,
sending
okay,
you that
okay. I
word.
just thought that that was the word you were sending. Okay, the word starts with the letter F. Fa 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 fa
Yes.
fa 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 fork.
Yes! Not platypus. Jeez Louise.
We'll stick a fork in it because we're done. Okay, Sarah, are you ready for a fact?
Yes, I am.
Snails depend on moisture to survive, and if the weather is less than ideal, they cover themselves in secreted mucus and can nap for up to 3 years waiting for moister conditions.
I was like, dang, I'm with this snail until you said the secreted mucus. Are those the words you put together?
That's a scientific term for what the snail does is cover itself in secreted mucus, like its own mucus, not someone else's
Yeah.
mucus.
Well, that's what secreted means. It oozes out its mucus and covers itself in its mucus and naps for 3 years. You had me until I realized I don't want to secrete mucus
Well,
and
you would
cover
like
my
to
body in
nap,
it.
but you would like to nap for 3 years, but you would not like to cover yourself in a blanket of your own slime.
Yeah. So replace blanket of your own slime with actual blanket and take out 3 years for 3 hours. And me and snails are like,
You guys are
yeah,
basically the same
the
thing.
same.
They're so
Mhm,
cute. And we saw
mhm.
a snail the other day, like a real snail, and I haven't seen one in a minute. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, everyone look." No one cared.
No one cared.
No one cared. I
Mm-mm.
cared. I like the snail. Do you want to just go right into a react here?
Let's go because I feel like we're already reacting. So I'm curious to know what your actual react question is.
Okay. Well, snails can sleep up to 3 years if the weather is bad. What's a
Mhm.
condition that you would escape with a nap?
Um, I think the better question is which condition would you not escape with a nap? You
Like,
know?
you would
I
okay.
think that's a if that's a shorter list because like I wouldn't want to escape if I felt like if I was energized and it's 75 degrees outside and sunny and my day is open and everyone wants to go outside and play and we're going to go on a hike. I don't want to sleep through that. I don't
Okay.
want to sleep through that.
Yeah.
I don't want to nap through that.
No, but if
But
it's
like
like
if it
Christmas morning,
yeah, I don't want to sleep through that.
would it be
No.
like um
What would you want to nap
families
through?
in town?
Depends on what family. I gotta take that one out.
I think
What about
I would escape a condition I would escape with a nap. I think
yes.
if it was like everyone's kind of losing their mind or like cranky. It's not even losing their mind. I think if everyone's cranky
Mhm.
and no one's
Mhm.
like it's fine, like volume wise, no one's crying or upset, but just everyone's kind of you can just tell the vibe of a
Yeah.
place is crank. I don't do
Yes.
well in crank weather. I have to
No,
escape
I
that with a
don't.
nap, and myself included. If I am cranky, then it's like, you know what I
Give me a
need to
nap.
do? Cover myself in some secreted mucus and sleep for 3 years.
I don't know how I top that ending.
What would make you wanna cover yourself in secreted mucus?
No, I can't top
What would make
that.
you tell me,
That is the
Sarah
out.
Adams, tell me what you would like to cover
That's the
what would make
out,
you cover
Maggie. I
yourself in
am going
secreted
to
mucus? What
I'm
would you
not going to
cover yourself?
include this.
I'm
Let's go back to
go back and
28.
talk about secreted mucus. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, we would love a review, subscribe, or for you to share this with a friend you think would like it.
Or all three of those things. You can do all three and make our day and help us grow.